Peace. Today is Monday, March 18th. Making today's math.
Knowledge, build, destroy, all being born to born.
Use your knowledge to build and add on and create. And that will born more creation and more things into existence. Peace.
Oops.
Premature clapulation.
My bad.
Peace. Welcome back to Yanadameen Godcast. I'm Lord Jamar.
I'm Digga Digga, and I'm back from Europe, everybody.
Welcome back, Digga. And as you see in between us, we have the incomparable, the General.
Yep.
Mysonne, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up for Mysonne.
That's right, clap it up.
Now, thank you for joining us, especially on such short notice.
Thanks for having me, man. You know, it's an honor to be amongst such legendary
Listen, man,
as yourselves.
You know, one of your mottos,
Thank you.
I see you wear hats and stuff to say you work for the people.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe that. Like, Mysonne truly works for the people.
Absolutely.
I see you out here doing your work every day. But we're gonna interview you and just, give people some of Mysonne's backstory and then bring them up to date of where you are now. But briefly, before we get into that, Digga Digga is just coming from overseas.
Yes.
First of all, isn't she looking so lovely?
Yeah.
Right now? Woo!
Definitely.
Ooh, she looking like that 20-second honey
The 20-second honey bun,
in the
oh,
microwave.
Yeah, that's that.
Oh, that's that thing right there.
Yeah, man. I hit up. Let's see. I did 8 countries and did some sightseeing.
How many shows within those 8 countries? 8 shows, 8 countries?
8 shows, 8 different countries.
Okay.
So
Because sometimes you might squeeze it. Could have been. You know what I mean?
Well, actually,
16 shows.
You know what?
8
I
countries.
double dipped in Paris. I did 2 in Paris. So like 9
You dipped
shows.
the chocolate in the peanut butter?
9 shows, 8 countries. Started out in UK. I went from UK to Germany to Switzerland. Then on my day off, I just went by myself to Rome and walked around. Like, I did more work on the days off than the actual show days. On my day off, I walked from the Coliseum to Vatican City, then took a tour within Vatican City, so I got to see the Sistine Chapel and everything. And then from there, I went to Austria.
So you roamed around Rome.
I roamed around Rome.
Okay.
Austria show, Budapest, Bologna, Italy, Milan, Italy, and then Paris. I did 2 shows in Paris, and then I spent an extra day there and literally walked around the entire city of Paris. So I was literally working more on my days off than my show days. And baby, I'm tired. I haven't even been in the country 24 hours. I am exhausted. I told Jamar whatever we debate about today,
Right.
he already won.
She said, I got it. She's not going to argue
I don't
with
even
me.
feel like it today.
So you know what? There will be no debates today, really.
Like-
We're just going to straight
Sure.
kick it with Mysonne.
That's right.
But before we get into it, if you'd like to donate to the show, and first of all, thank everyone that's been donating. We appreciate y'all. We're striving to keep this independent. We had the show about De La Soul last week.
Yeah,
and
I heard
we were
that.
talking about how, they're getting 10% of their royalties and, just how artists, when they get in the game, they'll willingly sign a deal with the devil, knowing that you're getting the shit end of the stick, but you want to fulfill your dreams so bad. So now here we are in this new realm of
Right.
media and we're using our talents for
perpetuity.
different things. And guess what? These people are coming to us the same way like how the record companies will come.
Right.
Okay?
I think in the beginning, like a lot of us were conditioned to charge it to the game. Like you just,
Right.
you just assume that this is what I have to do.
But now
for the bigger
hindsight is 2020.
Mm-hmm.
We're old enough to see, damn, if we would have been smart enough to just hold on to that shit in the beginning, then we would have been good. But at the time, we might have not had, you know, the type of people that could have funded us maybe was a little hairy. You see what I'm saying? You didn't have that crowdfunding that you could have had at the time. You know what I mean? Or maybe you did, but you didn't know you had it. You didn't know you can go around your neighborhood and be like, yo, I'm trying to make a record, y'all. Y'all believe in me? Would everybody, you know, donate $100 towards me going to the studio or some shit like that? Like, I don't know if motherfuckers do that or was doing that back then. But see, now with this internet shit,
I was about to say it's easier now with social media because, you know, as a youngin' from the hood back then, like, how would you, you know, how would you know how to like get a tour going and
none of that. You wouldn't know none of that.
Exactly.
So it's almost like you was paying to play. You pay to play.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is we have the opportunity now to where we don't necessarily have to go fuck with some other like media outlet or whatever and now have to cater to whatever they want us to talk about, or, you know, it's the same thing as a major label. Like, we could keep our shit independent and be like, yo, we got a jewel here. We kept it to ourselves from the beginning. And now 20 years down the road or however many years down the road, oh shit, that was the smart move.
Right.
So if you'd like to help us continue to do that and keep this independent, go to cash.me/$, patreon.com/, or yanadameen.com/support. Like I said, even a drip make a puddle. You know what I mean? So I've been seeing a lot of people, $1, $2. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Everybody hit a $1, we be good. We got 63,000 subscribers. All we need is $1 from everybody.
That's right.
That's all. $1. It's just $1. And if Digga's thighs ain't worth $1, God damn it, I don't know what is.
$2.
Okay? $2 for Digga's thighs.
$2 for extra side
200
shots.
200. Somebody gonna give 200 for Digga's thighs. Watch. So anyway, so we got Mysonne here. First of all, I think I kicked it to you before about coming up to the show, but I'm glad it's now because we're in the right place. We're here in BK, Black Lady Theater, and
I'm glad you waited till I got back too.
Yes.
You know, it seemed like everything was kicking off while I was gone. Like every time I looked at my phone, R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, like it was all kind of shit happening. I'm like, damn, I can't even.
And I might want to ask your opinion about some of those things later. But let's get into the story that is Mysonne. Let's take it back. You're from the Boogie Woogie.
Boogie down.
Boogie down, Bronx. What part of the Bronx?
High Bridge.
High Bridge. Oh.
High Bridge by way of Castle Hill and Soundview. So I was pretty much born and raised in High Bridge, lived there. My mother lived there. And then my grandmother in between Castle and Soundview. So I was back and forth in all of those areas.
Right. So now, growing up in areas that's basically the birthplace of hip hop, you know, what was that like? What did you see? What kind of shit rubbed off on you?
Oh man, it was a lot because we used to do. It was a lot of block parties and jams, you know, because I'm right from where hip hop was started, like right around the corner from that. So it was a lot of hip hop's jams, battles in the park. You know, it was a lot of the guards building, and you know, so I grew up in that era, just when lyrics meant something. When you was trying to say something that nobody else said,
right?
Or say it better than some. You know, it was so much creativity and competition. You know, like when I was first started rapping, I didn't even let people hear my rhymes because I was scared because it was so many dope rappers.
Now, when did you first start rapping? What made you first start rapping? And when were you brave enough? When did you feel confident enough to say, you know what? I think niggas can hear my shit.
I started rapping like in junior high school when I started rapping.
So what are we saying? Like 14, 13,
like
14?
13, 14. That was like the first I rode around. But it was my man, God bless the dead, my man June Brown. Like he was just like one of the best rappers I ever heard. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that, he was like phenomenal. Like he had books around. Right? He used to live right downstairs from me. He was older than me, so he used to always come like, yo, listen to my rhymes. And I'd be listening to him like, yo, he's phenomenal. So he made me start rhyming. I just keep it to myself. And then I remember one day I said a rhyme to him. He's like, yo, you got a little something. So then, you know, but I was still scared.
Right.
And I kept rhyming, and I let somebody else hear it. And then they was like, no, you actually can rap. And then one of my man, Doc, put me on this. He put me on a spot. I used to go to Martin Luther King High School. And that's when Mace had first started rhyming. And he was older than us, but I was like a freshman or sophomore. And he was in the auditorium. No, we was in the gym because they had a basketball game.
So wait, this school is in Manhattan? Okay.
Yeah, Martin Luther King. And so he was like, yo, Mace. And Mace started rhyming. This is before, you know, before he even got signed. He started rhyming. And he was like, Mike, you can rhyme. Let him hear your rhyme. And just threw me in the middle. So I was like, he's like, no,
oh, shit.
So that was like the first time everybody was like, oh, he actually gets spit. And from there, I started getting more confidence, you know, and then more and more confident, and then, you know, just matured.
Dope.
Now, I read somewhere that you used to play basketball. Like
I was
Allen Iverson, Stephon Marbury.
I used to play against Stephon in high school.
Rutgers type of shit?
I played in Rutgers too.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
I had a
that.
crossover.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Sham God's like one.
Were you a point guard?
Yeah. Like my game was kind of like Sham's, but his was just like 10 times.
Oh, young
better.
Sham. Oh, Sham God. Yeah, piece of
You
the
know,
God.
it was just like 10.
Piece
Like
of Sham.
I had like a mini game like his because my crossover, but his was just
On
like
the next level.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
So I'm from that era, right?
So what made you not pursue that? Like,
I don't know. I just, you know, that was my passion. I think when I got to high school, the main thing that stopped me from playing basketball was started having a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? You get a girlfriend in high school, you start losing a little focus. And then me and my coach got into a big argument. He was like, you want to go with that girl? Get off this team. And I was like, I don't need this fucking team. And I
sounds very familiar.
I left my senior year. I never forget it. My senior year in high school. Like, it was either, I would say I quit or got cut, like, in between. With my ego, like, my coach was mad. I stormed out his office. Fuck this. I don't need this team. He's like, don't come back. Then my ego wouldn't let me try to come back. And we won the championship that year. You know, we beat Stephon Marbury in the
Son.
So that was like, I was sitting there on the bleachers like,
Yo, I got a similar shit. Like I used to play football, right? And like me and my man, fucking shout out my man Luke Fentress, okay? Yo, we was the nicest niggas on the team. But like we was the illest niggas. like we used to come to practice high. Now I'm talking like we might have been like on mescaline or something. Remember back in the days, mescaline? So we was doing all kind of shit. And so the gym teacher was the football coach. So I'm cutting all kind of classes, and I decided to cut gym the day that we have a game.
I did the same thing.
So I cut gym, and then I show up for the game. And this nigga's like, and me and my man Luke, because we had cut together, and he's in front of all of the whole team. He said, I don't care if y'all is the best niggas on the team. Y'all is gonna sit down this game. Okay? Y'all is no, he didn't kick us off. He said, you gotta sit down. So now he making us do the hashtags. We running up and down the field with the first down markers. You understand? So I did that the whole first half, right? So now I'm seeing during the game, my girl, you know, a bunch of girls and dudes, my peoples basically is in these bleachers over there.
Expecting to see you make the winning shot.
No, it's just football. It's football. She's the winning shot.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, a touchdown. I was a running back.
Okay.
So run for a touchdown or some shit like that.
Well, we can say winning shot.
So
winning pass.
yeah, but that's so like girly, not knowing about a sport.
Shut up.
That's just perfect cliche shit. Anyway, so they over there and they smoking and you know what I mean? And just looking like they having a grand old time. So during halftime, I walk over there and shit. And they're not smoking weed, they're smoking cigarettes and shit like that. So I'm like, yo, let me get a pull of that cigarette. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, yeah, you know, smoke. And I got my back turned. And then everybody's like, yo, turn around. I turn around. My coach is just right there looking at me. Just with, you know what I mean?
Just with disgust.
Just with disgust. Like what the fuck? You over here
with a cigarette?
Oh, it gets worse though. Because yeah, it was a cigarette, right? So it was to the point where I was like, fuck this game, fuck the hashtags, I'm out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like I lived right down the block and all kind of shit. Like, so the next day or whatever, I see the nigga in the hall and he's like, yo, turn in your equipment, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yo, what's the problem? like I didn't do what I This nigga said, what do you mean what's the problem? You were sitting there smoking weed at the game. And so now you even mad. Now you even mad at because you're falsely accused. Okay? I was like, I wasn't smoking weed, it was a cigarette. You know? He said, I was looking right at you. What you talking about? It was weed. And so, you know, my ego, and I'm a young firecracker. Fuck you. Yo, that year, we fucking won the championship. Yo, the worst nigga on the team caught like a winning touchdown in the championship game. My nigga, yo.
I know that was killed you, because I know it killed me.
It killed me in here. It fucking, oh man. Yes, very similar.
And you still haven't learned when to back down. Ain't that a shame?
Huh? What?
Right.
That's not the moral of the story.
Right. The moral of the story.
Totally, there you go again.
The moral of the story.
Totally that ain't nothing about the moral of the story. Now, I'm not going to say, first of all, I was a realist. I knew that I was never going to go to like the pros or nothing like that. I didn't think I was that nice. Like I was the best on that team. You know, we was the best on that team, but I knew, man, football is all around the country. Like, there's too many people that play this shit. Like, let me not fool myself into thinking that we might go pro one day. Let's start thinking about doing some other shit. I already was on my hip hop shit. That was a New York thing. You know what I mean? Everybody wasn't doing it at that time. The odds seemed higher. Let me focus on this. Fuck this football shit. But anyway, I digress. I'm just saying. It was very similar.
He just had a flat. He just had it like a child. I could tell that still haunts you to this day.
He's saying
he just triggered some shit.
He damn sure did trigger some shit. The trouble was deep.
He just spilled his soul
Nigga,
out.
I ended up almost having a fight with that coach. Cause now I'm like, you know, I'm the type nigga.
Jamar suffers from PTSD.
Yeah, cause
explains a lot.
I'm going into class, like I think my girl or some girl, you know, I used to fuck with a lot of girls and shit. So girls was in his class or whatever, and I'm in a class that I'm not supposed to be in before my class, cause I'm showing up to my classes late. So I'm in somebody else's class. He telling me to get out the class, and he like lightweight put his hands on me. Oh God! Like try to like. Don't fucking I'll fuck you up. I be knocking men's out. Like man, I'm like 15 or some shit like that. But yo, for real, we was knocking grown ass men out at this time. Like shit was crazy. So anyway.
Okay. You need a moment.
No, we good. I'm just saying. I was a firefighter. Yeah.
I felt like you were very therapeutic for him.
Yes, thank you.
I've been trying for
sometimes that's what
years.
it is. First of all, I read in the book that the best interviewers actually share a piece of themselves. They don't always just sit there and ask you questions.
That's right.
Like, the most interesting shit is when you share. That's what really pulls shit out of people, is when you share part of yourself with people too. Yeah. So now something that I can't relate to that I read that you lost your father at a very young age.
Yeah.
Now, rest in peace. I'm sorry to hear that. How did that affect? Were you like 11 years old?
Yeah, I was 11. I mean, that was probably the most defining thing in my life, you know, because at that age, when you lose a father and you still trying to find out how to be a man, and then you're in a house with 2 women, you know, my sister, I have my younger sister and my mother, so, you know, it's by design and by, you know, I was forced to be a man. You know, I was forced into manhood. I felt like I had to do all types of things, and, you know, so it made me grow up a lot faster than I needed to.
Forced you to figure it out.
Yeah, I had to figure out a lot of stuff by myself, you know, so.
Now, see, mine was alive, but he wasn't around, so it was a similar situation. You see what I'm saying? But I'm the oldest of 2 other brothers. So it's like, there's that pressure too of, you know what I mean? You got to just figure this shit out on your own. And you got to now try to pave a way for other ones that's coming behind you. Fortunately, I did. But I can see that something like that definitely helped to shape the man you are today. Because I think for a lot of us that end up like becoming so-called positive or conscious, like we've been through some real negative shit.
Absolutely.
In order to even get to that point, in order to be able to see like, yo, that's not the way. Like, this is the way, but like, you have to go through some traumatic shit, I believe.
And there's also a lot of instances where people don't even make it through the storm. So
they don't.
You know,
it
goes one of 2 ways, and you know.
Like I came in that era, I'm sure we all did really, because we're of that age where I remember when crack was new. You understand what I'm saying? I remember when it was new on the scene, and I remember certain people that were fly and had money end up getting caught out there and turned into crackheads. People that I looked up to and respected were now looking at me. And you know, it was the changing of the guard. It was like, holy shit, like, how did this happen? How did we get here?
And I was really young in the crack era, and it seemed like, you know, there were some friends whose parents, you know, were solid, like 2-parent households. And then there were some friends whose, you know, parents were different. Like, you could just see, like, I didn't really realize it was a crack era thing going on. I just saw the difference in like some people's parents versus others. Now that I'm older, you know, I understand what it is now. But at that time, seeing it from a youngin's perspective, it was, you know, it was crazy. Like, I wanted to hang out with my girlfriend whose mom was the crackhead, because like her mother was her mother was never home, and all the while she wants to come to my house because we got dinner at 6.
Yeah, you got a regular stable household.
Exactly. And I just, you know, that was like the dichotomy or something at that time.
Yeah. Definitely.
I got a question.
Yes, sir. That's fact checker Rage.
What up, Rage?
Shout you out.
Hey, bro, you best man.
He was rubbing out. He was sitting in your seat. He was taking the residual booty heat and making it his. But what's up, Rage?
Yeah, my son. I mean, the whole crack story always strikes a chord with me, and I feel like everybody usually has a personal story when they realize that this thing was kind of larger than life. It's usually everybody has like one instance where they're like, okay, crack.
I have a lot because can you give me your most? I grew up in the household, like my parents were addicted to drugs. Right. You know, and that crack was the thing that got them. Like the person, like the same way you see it, like my mother was in school, she was in college, my father was this and that, and then one day it just was like, phew. So I literally watched that happen. And I remember the first time I ever seen crack was one of my friends, God bless his dad. We was probably like, I think I was 12, 13 years old. And
I'm not dating you, but what year was this?
It was in the 80s, it was late 80s.
Which 86, 85?
Probably 80, probably 80, like 86, 87.
In the Bronx?
Like yeah.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Yeah, so,
And this is when the Bronx was the Bronx. Like rubble and shit was abound everywhere, like abandoned buildings and shit like that.
So I remember him saying, and he's like, yo, we gonna get rich with this. He was probably like 15, 16, he was older than me. I'm like, what is that? He's like, tell me we gonna get rich. He showed it to me. I'm like, I ain't fucking with that. And then I just watched it transform my family. Like, I remember just coming home and there's just nothing in the refrigerator. Remember shit like that. I remember because we was on public assistance. I remember the food stamps come in, the drug dealer knocking on the door, like, yo, your mother there, she owe me more. Like, the niggas have, like, they'll have your food stamp card already. Like, you ain't even have it. Like, they would take the card. That's how you would get the crack. They would take the card and have it. So you be thinking, we gonna get food, we ain't going shopping. And then next you know, we don't get to go shopping. These niggas come in here, walking her the cash and check with nothing. So I remember having to deal with, and as I got older, I remember having to beef with the drug dealers. Like, we not doing that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As I got older, I was like, nah, I don't know what you doing, but this me and my sister gonna need. So I don't know what she told you, but that's not happening. So that built up a lot of anger, street credit, all type of shit in me. So, you know, and ultimately my mother getting recovered was based off that one day. Like, one day it was just like, you know, enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was about to have a real standoff with one of the neighborhood drug dealers. Like, we not paying you nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she seen that this was about to get into something.
Right.
And then she just like, nah, I'm just tired. And my father had already overdosed from drugs. And so it was just like, my whole childhood was a lot of that. So
a lot going on.
There was a lot going on.
Oh, bless you.
2 minutes. All right. Well, we're gonna go to break, and we're gonna come back. We might not even get into like stupid topics, so we'll see where we get.
Some rapid fire stuff.
Maybe the third segment, but in the next segment, I want to get to your
music.
Yeah,
and your
my
activism.
son signed to Def Jam.
Right.
He was on Games label at one point, right?
Yep.
I want to talk about all that rap stuff. The highs and lows of this hip hop shit. And then we definitely got to talk about the Mysonne of today, because most people
whom we
know
all
Mysonne,
know and love.
a lot of people don't necessarily know you for the music, even though you're putting out music to this very day at a high level, high quality, still rapping like a motherfucker. But you're so much more known for your social activism and
like for real.
Like
not
for real.
Not a Twitter activist,
right.
like a real one. Front
everywhere.
line.
Like
yes.
So I want to talk about that when we get back. We're gonna unwrap this onion when we get back. Yanadameen Godcast. Oh, this is great.
You just unpacked that nicely.
Brooklyn's historic The Black Lady Theater is now taking bookings. Host your next birthday party, concert, networking event, baby or bridal shower, wedding, art show, gala, corporate event, live stage play, audition, and so much more. At the one and only The Black Lady Theater. Mention code GODCAST for 15% off your rental fee. Code good for the first time customers only. Valid for a limited time. Call 718-771-0900 to book your event today.